Growing up, I always felt like an outcast. I mean, everyone is different, but I always felt extra special, and maybe not in the best ways at times. It didn't help that I was the tallest and one of the darkest kids in my class, or that I played with bugs and didn't talk much. But when I looked at myself and others, I was most ashamed of the fact that I couldn't read. In third grade, before lunch on Thursdays, I was plucked from my class to sit and read with other misfits. In those tutoring sessions, I didn't try to improve myself. I should have, but I just sat there thinking of how stupid and slow I was. I thought about how the room and everyone in it was so annoying and smelled like the teacher's cheap perfume. I would replay how my teachers said how inattentive and predictably unsuccessful I was. I slid by and barely passed the third grade, admitting me into fourth grade, especially on the tax test. I memorized assigned books and page numbers, so if I was called on to read in class, I would sound like a slightly below average reader. In that summer going into fourth grade, I was rock climbing in main event, in the advanced section away from most people's view. After I reached the top of the 22-foot wall, I hit the cowbell and let go, getting ready for the harness to catch my fall. That feeling never came, and it was only when I was halfway down the wall when I realized I was unharnessed. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground and couldn't move. I could have died that day. I could have landed on my neck or had a serious hip or back injury. Fortunately, I only broke my leg. My lack of attention influenced my parents to have me tested for attention deficit disorder. I was diagnosed with ADD and started taking prescriptions for that. I improved in school, understood what the teacher was saying, and received passing test scores. My confidence improved, which increased my social interaction as well. I wasn't so ashamed of being different anymore and began to love those differences, even my dyslexia and ADD. I found ways to make school enjoyable and soon developed a love for learning. Excelling in 5th grade made me believe that I was smart enough to go to Keeling. As years dragged on, I kept improving different ways to deal with my learning disabilities. I managed to get into LASA and get better grades than I ever did. I not only wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the day I broke my leg, but I also wouldn't have the same opinions and motivations toward life in school. I always want to do my best. I think just to prove to my past self and 3rd grade teacher, who both said I wasn't gonna get anywhere in life, that I'm smart. To this day, I'm thankful for breaking my leg. I'm thankful to the people who called me a freak. I am thankful for everything bad and good that has ever happened to me, because without them, I wouldn't be me. Take a moment and look back on yourself. Every large or tiny thing that has ever happened in your life made you who you are today. To make up your thoughts, who you are, where you've been, and where you're going. This ripple effect, I think, is best demonstrated by Ray Bradbury's A Sound of Thunder, in which a butterfly flapped its wings, which in a way produced a hurricane, which much influenced the world and people as well. Our world would be nothing without what has happened in the past, and our future will be the influence from things that happen today. Future. Who you are today is based on who you were, what you've done, and where you've been. So choices we make are based on who we are, and our path has a general trend that are all interlinked together in this one big route. With that, I believe in fate. I believe I was meant to fall that day, and that life choices are against free will. Like neuroscientist Sam Harris says that free will is an illusion, and you are not controlling the storm, and you are not lost in it. You are the storm, and you can do what you decide to do, but you cannot decide what you will decide to do. In some cases, like when I broke my leg, we don't have a choice over what influences us. Those stimuli outside our control could take different routes. If I died that day, I definitely would have a different life. I mean, because I would be dead. My parents and other people who have influence after 4th grade lives would change as well. I would have died an unconfident weirdo. This got me thinking of the quantum theory, which is that things that could possibly have happened in our past, but didn't actually, occurred in the past of another universe or universes. You might have heard about Schrodinger's cat, which basically demonstrates this theory. This thought experiment is that there's a box containing a cat and poison. The cat is either dead or alive. By the multi-universe theory, the cat is actually both dead and alive. Adding on to my idea, this theory helps factor in the influences or choices we make in life that could take different turns. There's a universe where you ate cereal and one where you ate waffles today. One where I died in the summer to 4th grade. A universe where you don't even exist. And a paradox where our own Earth isn't even present. In the many, yet also small number of worlds where you and I exist, we have a definite beginning and end. The different turns in life leads to a variety of possible endings on a scale where you can end up as an astronaut and in another world a famous yogurt tester. But by the quantum theory, both worlds have to exist. Since we can only observe the one universe around us, it's our universe that is already destined for one of the endings. We are tracing one path on this web of causes and effects, which is filled with cats and butterflies. By this, free will is an illusion. All the choices that you make in this universe were planned out already. You'll figure out which universe you're in by living your life. You'll see the cat dead or alive when you look inside the box, just like you'll see if you're an astronaut or famous yogurt tester at the end of your life. This is how I think, yet since we can never know what's truly real, the truth is up to interpretation. For instance, there's Sophocles who wrote Oedipus the King, which, if you haven't heard of, is in short about a man, Oedipus, who was fated to kill his father and marry his mother. Even in an effort to dodge his fate, he fulfilled his prophecy on accident. This demonstrates that Sophocles believed that there is only one fate, and one can't dodge or escape that. Talking about fate, he wrote, "How dreadful the knowledge of the truth can be when there's no help in truth." Other viewpoints came from my friends. As I talked about my idea, many, like Casey Dawson, said,
"I don't want to think that my entire life is made out for me. I want freedom and have the ability to choose what I want my life to be like."
So, it's your choice to choose what you want to agree with. Or is it? Okay, so Santa baby, my heart is with you in your body.